breaking news from the Joy system. We're going live to Cressira Vega on the surface of Aria.
Thanks, Honora. I'm here at the Cerberus facility on Aria. There has been complete and utter destruction. Hazmos officials have stated that there are no known survivors. They posit that the destruction is a result of the Rim Space Liberation Front terrorist attack. An attack of this magnitude has officials worried, so Hazmos security forces have been mobilized in the Joy system. Stay tuned for more information.
Hello, DV here, back with another episode of Mothership Solo Play. We're back with Devon Valentine. Right, I've added down at the bottom of my character sheet there some goals that I have in regard to the ongoing story that we have. I want to find out more about this Project Hellmouth. What is it? Is it the bugs? Is it something to do with some research? I have no idea. I want to find out more about that. I also want to find out more about the Hazmos Corporation cover-up. But first, Cade and I need to do some shore leave, and the Siesta 3 autonomous zone is a nearby station. It is from the hull breach analogy. Analogy? No. Analog? No. Anthology. That's what it's from the hull breach anthology of Mothership. This is a picture of the Siesta 3 station here from the hull breach, and we're going to be using the NPCs from this location to further our story, but we're not going to follow necessarily the information that is in hull breach concerning what's going on the station. I'll use it loosely as a guide, but we're going to use the oracles to determine what happens from here. So as we approach the station, the first thing we need to do is we need to contact the station and see if we can dock. We can see that it is marked with Green Star Logistics logos, but it looks the worse for wear. It looks like it hasn't been upkept at like normal corporate locations you would see. And so let's go ahead and roll first on the oracle table and see, will they answer our hail? Will they answer us when we try to hail them? So 93, so that is a 43, which is, or I could just start doing anything over 50 is a positive. So 51 and higher is a positive. Anything below 50 is a no. I could do something like that. Yeah, we'll just continue to use this this semiotic standard. I like it quite a bit. I'm familiar with it, and so we'll say yes. So the on our terminals, the message, it's like a really messed up vid screen of a dock worker at the Siesta 3 station, and he pops onto the screen and acknowledges that yes, we can indeed dock there on the station. But he does ask, you know, are we a part of a corporation? It looks like we have Hazmos markings on our dropship, and we tell him the affirmative, that we are part of Hazmos, and he tells me just to wait in the docking bay, and someone will come to speak with us once we get docked to talk about some of the goings on that they have recently seen on the news feeds. And so we maneuver it. Cade maneuvers us in, gets us docked in our Merida dropship. We're going to leave our vac suits and our weapons and stuff here on the ship. I don't think we'll bring our laser cutter, or, well, I'll keep my revolver with me just in case we run into some weird trouble, but I'm not going to bring the laser cutter with me. I am going to bring the Dustfly corpses because we were told Dr. Addis, I think it's Addis, I can't remember his name, we'll have to look it up, would be here, and he might be able to do some investigation. But I think first, before we should we pursue that first, or should we try to get some shore leave and let's just go ahead and pursue the investigation if we are allowed. So we dock, we off board, and we see a couple of burly gentlemen walk up, and one of them has a large pulse rifle slung over his shoulder, and he introduces himself as Ball. He's built like a brick. You know what? He hums atonally. He's got a huge pulse rifle named Vanessa. We don't know that though, but we do know he has a huge pulse rifle, and he's part of the former Black Shield mercenary outfit. So he's a pretty tough character. But he comes walking up and introduces himself, and we introduce ourselves, and we ask first, is there a Dr. Addis on board this station? And what is his response? 47. That is an affirmative. 47. Yes. 47. Yes. But he is in a restricted area unless we can catch him in one of the local communal areas. But we are not allowed into the areas that he normally works and lives in. Okay. So can we make an appointment to talk with Dr. Addis? And he says first that we'll have to talk with the station management, Nico. She's the one managing the station currently. And one of the people in the background, whenever he says that, he says something like, "Jerth's really the one in charge." And so I kind of, Devon looks back and forth between this Ball guy and whoever shouted out that thing about Jerth being in charge. So there's a little bit of we know there's a little bit of a conflict going on for a wrestling of control of this station between this guy Jerth and this lady Nico. So we don't know really who's in charge at this point, just because we don't know anybody here. We don't know who's telling the truth. So the guy Ball gives that guy a really dirty look, and he says, "Don't listen to him. You know, Nico, we're running this place with Nico's help, and we're keeping Green Star off our back. You guys look like you're working for Hazmos. What kind of credits do you guys bring in?" And I think that's kind of a weird question. So I was like, normal base pay that you would expect. He just kind of like shakes his head and narrows his eyes a little bit. And so let's see. Will you allow us to go talk to this Nico? And will he allow us? Let's see. 17. No. That's going to be a no. Let's see what his reasoning is. 17. No, she's busy right now. He's taking care of all of the amenities of the station. So I'm gonna ask him, can we refuel our ship here? Will you allow us to refuel our ship here? And I'm not gonna roll for that. I'm just gonna say he will allow us to buy fuel. It's 1,000 credits per unit of fuel, and we need 2 units to fuel our dropship. But I'm not sure where we will go. I don't really want to go back to the Hazmos station because I feel like Hazmos is doing some sort of cover up, and that's one of the other things I want to investigate. So I want to try to investigate here if I can. If there's some sort of thing I can do, I need to get into Nico here somehow. So I'm not going to ask about this Jerth guy because it seems like this guy don't want to talk much about Jerth. So I'm going to see, can we go to a communal area to buy supplies and possibly get ourselves cleaned up, patched up, that kind of thing. Can we take some shore leave here? First, let's can we buy supplies first? So he says 8. No. Not until we meet with Nico, because he wants to vet us before, or not until he has a discussion with Nico. He wants to vet us and shed some light on our motives and our activities. So we're confined to to our ship. Basically, we can come out of the ship, but just stay right next to the ship until further notice. And so we're gonna do a little look around here while he walks off, but he leaves one of his goons there beside him. He also has he's got a submachine gun. He's got it in his hands, but he's not like being threatening with us. He's just kind of like watching us, make sure we don't go anywhere. So we're sitting here in the docking bay of this station here, and let's see what we can see in the docking bay. All right, so inside the docking bay is the berth. It's got a bulky interior. It's got, there's other spacers here, and there's faded Green Star logos that are flaking neglected off the walls. 1d10 ships are always docked in here, including a ship called the Black Rose. So let's see, how many ships are docked in here right now? 3. Okay, and is the Black Rose docked here? 34? 34, yes, but it's getting under repair, so they're working on a ship. We're working on the Black Rose currently as we speak. We can also see a little shop in the corner. It's a little auto kiosk, and it looks like it'd probably be selling odds and ends. They do accept credits apparently, and so and then inside the dry dock, there's some mechanical claws that they use to repair the different ships and things. So that's what's going on in the station. They won't let us go over to the kiosk until we hear back from this Nico. And so shortly, this an intelligent-looking woman with big black rimmed glasses comes walking in. She kind of has like a military buzz cut haircut. She's very sharp looking, like she looks like she's taking everything in her eyes when she's looking us over. And so we introduce ourselves. She introduces herself, and she notices that we're wearing Hazmos attire. And so she asks us to come back with her to her office. And so we follow her into her office. It's a little one of the little capsule hotel capsules, but it's been converted into an office. And so we sit down with her, and she begins to kind of grill us on the happenings that we witnessed on Aria. And because she has seen the newscasts and their spin on it, and so she basically asks, like, why should she believe us over what's being broadcast over the news? So I'm just going to roll and try to convince her. I'm not going to make a skill check, because in Mothership it's very punishing. So you should only do it during critical moments. And so I'm just going to do an oracle check and try to convince. Well, no, you know what? It is kind of a critical moment, because I really need to get her on my side so I can persuade her to allow us to use this station as basically a new home base, so I don't have to go back to the Hazmos station. So I am gonna make a roll. I'm gonna make an intellect roll and see if I can convince her that we're telling the truth about the happenings on Hazmos and about the monsters and how the Hazmos Corporation bombarded their own settlement. And so I'm going to try to convince her of that. Ooh, fail, big time fail. Okay, so I rolled an 81 and my intellect is 41, so I needed to roll under a 41 to succeed in that. So that increased my stress, unfortunately, because I was not able to convince. She doesn't believe me. Well, I think she does believe me, but since it's a fail, something negative has to happen. And so she does believe me, but she's worried. Okay, this is it. She is worried about us having this Hazmos dropship on her station, because the Hazmos Corporation has trackers in all of their ships. And she thinks that with this ship on her station, we're possibly going to draw Hazmos to this station and draw their attention here, and they're trying to do their own thing here. They've already kind of she lets it be known that they've kind of slipped the yoke of Green Star Logistics, and they don't want another big corporation coming in, swooping in and filling the power vacuum left by Green Star Logistics. So what can I do to convince her to allow us to say, oh, I know. If we do something for you, would you be willing to, or do you have, first of all, do you have the ability to remove that tracking system from our dropship? What does she say to that? 74, which is a 24, which is a yes. Ooh, it's a no, but she doesn't in her employ, but there is a hacker on board the station named Black Sky. Is that his name? Black Sky? Yeah, Black Sky. He's a hacker pro dreamer. And so she says that I could probably get in touch with this Black Sky fellow, and he might be willing to do the jailbreak of our dropship. And so, okay, interesting. So I need to find Black Sky. All right. Would you set up a meeting between me and this Black Sky fellow? 17. She's probably too busy. Yeah. They're just working on, getting everything set up in this station. So you don't have time to deal with that. All right. Would you allow me to maybe escorted, would you allow me to go and meet with this Black Sky fellow? And I feel like probably that's going to be a yes. I'm not even going to roll on that. Like, as long as I'm escorted, I think they probably wouldn't have a problem with me navigating around the station. So she gives me one of these guys, the guy with the SMG. He's going to follow me around. We'll give him a name. Let's find him a name. I do have some Starforged Oracle tables here. Maybe I'll play Starforged sometime. I don't know. But let's take a look and see in the Starforged tables for some character names. So we can find out what kind of guy this is. He is 68. He's scruffy looking. Okay. And his disposition is helpful. All right. So he's scruffy looking. He's helpful. And we know he's some sort of guard or thug, so I'm not going to roll for that. But what is his name? 03. He's afflicted. Ooh, he's afflicted with some sort of wound or something. So he's got a little bit of a limp as he walks around. And he introduces his name as... Oh, that's female names look like Alex or Alex. Alex is his name, and he walks a little bit with a limp. He's scruffy looking, but he's helpful. All right, so Alex decides he's going to take us to see this Black Star guy. So we're walking through the corridors of this Green Star Logistics Autonomous Station CS3, and it's pretty run down. Like, you can tell they're keeping it running, but it's a pretty run down place. So maybe as part of like a barter system, maybe I could help them work on some things or something. I don't know. But he's going to take us to see this Black Sky fellow. And what do we know about Black Sky? Black Sky is a hacker, a pro dreamer, which is like a gamer, but like virtual reality type thing, I think. He's got cosmetic implants galore. Okay. He's only friends with this Quanda. He knows hacker cells on almost any station. He's terse and auto-tuned. So he's got like an auto-tuned voice from mods, apparently. Cybernetic mods. Okay. So I'm not going to voice the NPCs. We're just going to do it from the third person. So I hope that's okay. All right. So Alex here, he escorts us to this Black Sky fellow. And so let's see what Black Sky's disposition is. when we meet. We got his aspect already. What's his disposition toward us? We might give Alex a go here at some point. But Black Sky's initial disposition here is 26. He's curious. So we tell him about our dropship. That's a Merida dropship owned by Hazmos. And we're wanting to know if he would be willing to jailbreak it for us, basically. And so I think he would be. I think it's likely that he would be. So let's roll a likeliness roll. And that's something I noticed in Ironforge that I liked quite a bit. So if we roll the dice, and if it's likely, then if we get a 75 or under, then it's, instead of a 50-50 chance, if it's likely, it's 75% chance. So we'll say if it gets under a 75, then he'll do it. Oh, he won't do it. Oh, it's a critical fail too. Interesting. All right, so he says he won't do it unless we can. Let's see, what would he want from us that we might be able to do? Oh, well, let's see. He wants to, if we can bring him like an AI logic core of some sort from some scavenging mission, then he would jailbreak our ship for us. So we got another goal here. Another goal that we are going to have to do, and that is going to be to bring him an AI logic core to jailbreak our ship. So interesting. So we got another mission here. We need an AI logic core for Black Sky on Siesta 3. Okay. So I kind of landed here thinking I would be able to just rest and relax here, but it has not been the case so far. They've been very unaccommodating here. So they're very standoffish here. First of all, they don't trust that. They think I'm a corp goon. They think I'm a corporate goon, and even though we know that I'm not, and we know that I want to figure out what's going on with Hazmos Corporation. They don't know that, and they don't know me, and they don't trust me. So this hacker guy, he is not interested in us just helping us out of the goodness of his heart, or even for credits. He wants something really intense. He wants an AI logic core from somewhere. So will he tell us? Does he have a lead on where we might be able to find one? If he does, he doesn't tell us. He's not interested in he was going to be doing that for us. It's not something he actively is wanting. But if we bring him one, then he'll. So maybe we'll have to ask around some other people, see if they might know where this guy. We can get ourselves an AI logic core. All right, so we ask Alex if he can take us to see Dr. Addis, and so we go down a few capsule hotel pods there to one that is the stead of Dr. Addis, and let's see. The Hydro Hut. So the Hydro Hut is a humid hab capsule cramped with teetering hydroponic racks growing varied herbal drugs. And inside of there is a hammock constructed from parachute fabric. And Dr. Addis sleeps, trips, or mutters to themselves there. So apparently he's a bit of a drug addict. He's growing all kinds of drugs here. But we do know from the guy on Aria that he also has an interest in entomology, the study of bugs. So we kind of knock on the corner of his door there and ask if we can come in, and let's see if what his reaction is towards us. So his initial disposition is 69. Oh, he seems desperate. Okay, So he's like, yeah, come in. And he's well, I guess he's described as being a they them. So they beckon us to come on in, and so let's see what they look like here. He's described as being disheveled, but let's see what are they. I keep saying he. I apologize. But he's despite being they're tanned. So despite being in here in this station all the time, the UV rays from these hydroponics have tanned their skin, and so they're kind of got a tan. Like, it doesn't look like their skin is naturally darker pigmented. They're tanned by their continued exposure towards these UV lights. So let's see what, since since they're so desperate, let's see what their goal is. 55. Ooh, they want to rebel against a power. Okay. So we start talking to them about what we saw on Aria, and they are very, very interested in these Dustfly corpses that we have, because they think they're a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, and they think that Hazmos and the other corporations have some big, massive plan to, destroy everyone's lives in some way, which is probably likely true for their own benefit. So he is very interested in working against them. So he's going to be very receptive to helping us do the study. So we ask them if they can study these Dustfly corpses, and I think they're just going to say yes. I'm not going to roll for that. They're going to go ahead and do the study. And if we can come back in, let's roll a D10 for some days. If we can come back in 3 days, they'll have completed their study of these 2 Dustfly corpses, and they'll be able to tell us a little more about what is going on with this whole situation. All right, so I'm going to take out these Dustfly corpses from our list. All right, so no, we no longer have the Dustfly corpses. All right, so we know that in 3 days, they will have, for Dr. Addis, do their study. Okay. So we need to figure out something to do for the next 3 days. And so let's see if Alex will... Oh, well, let's see. Does this Dr. Addis have anything for sale that we can buy here? 91, which will be a 41. 41. Let's see. Yes. So they would be willing to sell us some of their drugs. They have 4 different kinds of drugs here. The first one is Blue Leaf. It recovers 2d10 stress. However, it is addictive, and you have a rapid tolerance buildup. So I think if you take Blue Leaf, you will build up addiction after the first time. And so you'll have 2d stress recovery, but let's see, should you get addicted after one thing? You could, because it's addictive. Maybe you have to, every day you make a body check against this addiction. And if you fail your check, then you just gain 1 stress back. And then every time you take a Blue Leaf, that addiction becomes stronger. So you get more stress per day on a failed save. Let's say that. That sounds pretty interesting. And you have a rapid tolerance buildup. So you take Blue Leaf once, you get 2d10 stress relieved. You take it a second time, you get 2d10 stress minus 2, let's say. And it decreases by 2 every time. Well, it says rapid tolerance buildup. So maybe minus 2 the first time, and then 2d5, and then maybe 1d10, and then 1d5. Yeah, we could do something like that. So how much is this Blue Leaf? How many credits is this Blue Leaf? So how about we roll a D100 and just multiply that times 10. So it's 190 credits for one of these blue leaves. Interesting. I think I will buy one blue leaf. I think I'll buy one blue leaf because that sounds like it would be handy to have. Can recover 2d10 stress. Man, that would be fantastic. I've got 16 stress as it is. So 190. All right. 090. Okay. And we now have blue leaf. I'm not really interested in any of these other drugs. This click gives you permanent +1 speed, but it also gives you 1d10 stress, and you have to take a panic check, and it's addictive as well. This Eigengrowl, instant unconsciousness, no think so, and then Whetstone gives you advantage on intellect checks for 1d10 hours, and then disadvantage for the following 2d10 hours, and it's addictive as well. So I think we're not interested in any of that. All right, so we're going to talk with Alex and see if they can take us, or he can take us to somewhere to buy some regular goods. And so I think he takes us back to the dock, and inside the dock there is a Cobol shop, a dingy little store and a gutted auto kiosk selling odds and ends from across the sector. Practically sells anything under 300 credits. So I think most things in the user's manual are under 300 credits. No combat shotgun, apparently. Oh, wait, those weapons. But he sells weapons too, probably. So we might be able to buy some ammo and stuff from him. Let's see, how much is ammo? 50 credits? Yeah, per magazine. Yeah, we might buy some revolver ammo. And let's see also here in the equipment list. All right, so I need a new battery for my laser cutter, but they're 500 credits, so they wouldn't be available here at this place. Binox, bioscanner, body cam, Kimlight, crowbar. I have one of those already. I think I don't really need. There's a lockpick set. Mag boots. They're 350 credits, so he won't have those here either. Okay, well, I don't think I have anything in particular I want to buy from him. We'll buy 2 magazines of ammo. Each magazine for my revolver is 6. And so we'll buy 2, that's 100 credits. So we'll buy 100 credits worth. All right, and that will increase my ammo for the revolver to 17. All right. All right, very good. Okay, so we've got some gear. Is there another shop around here besides Cobol's shop here in the docking bay that he would be able to? There's a bar named Praxis. Might be able to go find some rumors there. Oh, we might be able to go there and see if we can pick up a rumor about an AI logic core. Oh, interesting. We could go talk to this guy Spiff if we have evidence of corporate abuses. So that might help me along my story here of Hazmos Corporation cover-up. So before we do that, though, let's go to the open market and in the Mega Mart and see if we can get a battery for our laser cutter. So they are 500. So Alec takes us there, and we walk in. There's shelves everywhere, all kinds of stuff, and a lot of the stuff has been is like out of stock. So do they have a laser battery? Yes or no? Ooh, I'm gonna say that's 100. We'll say yes. Okay. So in fact, they do have laser batteries, and they're half off. So since I got a double knot there, a double 10, we'll say they're half off. So normally they're 100 or usually 500. We'll call it 250. And so we'll go ahead and add that laser battery to our laser cutter here. I know that it's not with us currently, but we're going to go ahead and pop that back up to 6. Okay, fantastic. That's wonderful. All right, so then finally, we're going to talk to Alec and have him take us to this bar, the Praxis. And we walk in there, and it's a converted maintenance room. And there's corporate travel posters from all these different places. And all the logos are all scratched out. And someone put in a banner that says, "Welcome to Siesta 3, the Autonomous Zone," with a raised fist icon. So that's interesting. All right, so we can ask for rumors here that people like to hang out. And there's a dog, apparently, that's sleeping under the bar. Nobody knows whose it is or where it came from. All right, so let's see if we can find this Spiff fellow. We ask Alec, is Spiff in the bar, and can he introduce us? So 6, Spiff is not in the bar currently. He says that he's probably up in the comms tower doing his broadcast show that he does occasionally. So we'll have to meet with this Spiff guy some other time, I guess, in order to talk about the Hazmos Corporation. We're gonna kind of mill around and see, can we find someone who is telling rumors about, or can we find a rumor about an AI logic core? 71. That's a 21. No. But as a compromise, they will tell me where there is a derelict that we could go to salvage. And there may be something there. But they don't know for sure that there would be an AI logic core there. Interesting. So that may be what we do next. We may go to this. I go ahead and get the information from them about the salvage opportunity, and so that might work out well for us in that case. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a salvage opportunity here. So we have a salvage opportunity. We might be able to find an AI logic core. We know this Spiff. We need to meet with him sometime to talk about this Hazmos Corporation cover-up. And so finally, Alec, we ask him if we could rent a capsule in the hotel capsule for some days to kind of rest and recover. And so he goes and talks to Nico about it. I think probably they're likely to allow us to do so, because we'll pay credits, we'll pay for our shore leave, and it would be nice to be able to get my stress down a little bit and my health back up. So can we stay here for some days? We'll pay the normal sea station shore leave prices to stay here. Can we rest and recover here? We have to get lower than a 75. Yes, 61. Fantastic. All right. So they will allow us to rest and recover here. That's good news for sure. So I'm going to bring up the rules for shore leave. All right, so in a C-class port, it's 2d10 times 100 credits for shore leave. And this is considered a C-class. It's probably actually a X-class, but it says it's a C-class, so I'll believe it. Plus, it's way more expensive for an X-class. All right, so for a C-class, it is 2d10 times 100. And so we're going to stay here for some days. We know there's a little bit of conflict going on here between this Jerth and Nico. I don't know if we're going to get involved in that or not. That is a possibility. We'll see. We'll roll and see if we get involved in that somehow. And then we might take off and go get a salvage opportunity that is within our 2 days fuel. Now we will be running a risk flying around in this Hazmos ship of Hazmos poking around for us because we have their ship. And we won't get paid for our last job until we check back in at the Hazmos Sea Station. But I'm scared, personally, if we go back to the Sea Station, that they will keep us there because we know things. You know what I mean? And so they may be actually hunting for us. We'll roll and see if they've put out some sort of bounty for us. Now, let's just roll right now. We'll just do a 50-50. I'm not going to try to play the odds. Is Hazmos looking for us? Ooh, they are looking for us. Holy cow. Okay. So, yeah, they are looking for us. How many days before they send out a bounty hunter? Ooh, 2 days. Holy cow. All right. So, interesting. All right. So, it takes 2d10 days to benefit from shore leave. All right. So, So, we may get a visitor from a bounty hunter while we're doing our shore leave. But I feel like we have to do a shore leave. Look, our stress is 16 right now. It's incredibly high. So, we need to do it. Maybe we should do it after we get this thing jailbroken, though. Otherwise, they may find us. I guess we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait for our shore leave because if we piddle around here too long, that bounty hunter will start showing up because they can just come right to where our beacon is. All right, I'm gonna ask this Alec if he can set up another meeting with Nico for us. And will he do that? I think he's likely to. Yes. All right, good. I rolled under 75, so I think he takes us back to visit this Nico. All right, I have a proposition for Nico. If she has a job for us to do, that would be the equivalent of, well, he didn't give us a price to fix this. Dang. How's another way I can... Yeah, she's not going to like this at all, that a bounty hunter is... Of course, she doesn't know that just yet, but she may have heard it on the airwaves or whatever. So it's not going to make her happy at all. All right, so we're just going to... never mind, we're not going to meet with Nico. We're just going to plan to go to this derelict, I guess, and hope we can get it salvaged before the 2 days that the bounty hunter shows up, and hope that we can find a logic core there. Pooey, a lot of hopes. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Speaking of hope, be sure and hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for more Mothership Solo RPG.